Welcome to my informal assessment strategy video on concept maps. My name is Avi Sternberg. This is assignment number 3 for PIDP 3230, Evaluation of Learning. What principles drive this strategy? Thomas, Angelo, and Cross define concept maps as drawings or diagrams showing mental connections that students make between a major concept the instructor focuses on and other connecting concepts they have learned. Reading Rockets sees concept maps as graphic organizers. In addition, concept maps enable the instructor to observe, assess, and record the learner's comprehension of the patterns of associations they make in relation to an identified conceptual focus. The instructor can identify a learner's initial understanding of a focal point based on the relationships they connect in a concept map. The instructor can compare a learner's concept map to their own and reflect on the depth of understanding and level of connections the learner can identify after delivering the new content. Through an analysis of this information, the instructor can assess the growth and development of a learner's conceptual understanding that result from instruction. Finally, concept maps enable the student to visually assess their own understanding of the concept, compare with their classmates, and make changes or add on to their map. The learner can use their map as a visual aid or outline for an essay or additional writing project. Please review the following teaching goals which concept maps demonstrate. Let's ask, in what context would this strategy work best? This technique works best in any course that requires conceptual learning. It works well in courses where students must learn large numbers of facts and principles. Concept maps can help the instructor assess the student's ability to record, organize, and apply those details into correct conceptual networks. Let's move on and ask, what are some of the best practices for this strategy? To start off, the instructor needs to identify a concept which they would like the learners to use as the starting point for the concept map. The concept should reinforce the important concepts covered in the course and carry depth in content by which the students are able to formulate meaningful associations. Moving forward, the instructor can create a master copy concept map which identifies the important concepts and associations. This concept map can be used to demonstrate a parallel product to the student's work. The master copy can act as a tool by which to reflect on the student's work and assess the level of understanding the students have of the focal concept. It is very important for the instructor to be open to creative, unexpected associations made by the students and evaluate not only the content that they display, but the validity of their connections with an open eye. Providing the instructor has the time to do so, it is a great practice to apply this exercise at the beginning, middle, and end of covering the focus concept in order to observe the development of depth of comprehension the students have for the concept. I would like to discuss now what are the limitations of this strategy. Please consider, if the instructor restricts possible responses, this may in fact limit the potential for creativity and enabling the learner to utilize their perspective and interpretation of the concept. However, by maintaining an open-ended response structure, the instructor cannot easily reinforce key points connected to the concept and compare learners' concept maps easily to demonstrate key points. This technique applies very well to visual and thought processing learners, but may frustrate oral learners and those who prefer concrete learning methods and techniques. Let's now consider what are the advantages of this strategy. The technique is definitely fun and empowers the learner to speak their comprehension of the subject through graphic art. It is a great exercise for the visual learner. Concept maps allow the learner to visualize the connections and associations content has with the concept. As I mentioned before, concept maps can be seen as a graphic organizer. Concept maps can act as outlines for essays and papers, allowing the student to organize their thoughts through a fun and engaging visual process. You might ask, how will the instructor provide feedback to your learner or learners using this strategy? Let's discuss. Feedback will be provided through a process of reference to the master copy concept map the instructor develops, which identifies the key associations and content the learner is expected to learn. Rather than create a black and white set of expectations for the learner's concept map, the instructor can review and assess the associations to the concept both based on content and the thought process the learner applied to reach the identified conclusions. Details, please refer to Thomas, Angelo, and Cross's Classroom Assessment Techniques, a Handbook for College Teachers, pages 197 to 202. And also, please refer to the other references listed here for further information. Thank you so much for joining my presentation.